Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Friday, the 7th of August. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it and transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to shoot trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after the left 24 hours. All right, now we had across the board sell signals, and we reached the possible near miss target on ES. At the low yesterday, we reached the possible near miss target on NQ. We reached the full target on RTY, and we reached the full target, oddly, on YM, even though that was the one that fixed last because we had actually quite a sharp decline there. We didn't reach, sorry, I'm having trouble with my European feed this morning, but we didn't reach the possible near miss target on DAX or ESTX or actually, no, I think we did reach it on the second one. So actually that has reached possible near miss targets. We just got them on the Europeans. I've got rubbish data on the Europeans today, but these are ESTX is already back above the prior high, and DAX is pretty close to it. So what's going to happen now? Well, we have the NFP numbers. They were crap, but it's one of those bad news is good news things, because I think the market's reckoning that because jobs are weak, then the chances of a interest rate rise next time are lower, and as a result, we're seeing quite a strong rally. Now, I think, obviously, we've run out of the first sell signals. Did we form decent quality flags on the way down? No, we didn't. And that has me wondering about potential further downside. Now, if we are going to see further downside, then there are two ways to do that. So there are basically three options here. And the first one is that we're doing an A, B, C, and then we'll turn down shortly and do another move down. The second one is that we are going back to retest the high, setting up a double top, and then we'll see a larger decline. Or alternatively, we get up to the high and we continue higher. We will see how that goes. In terms of NQ, pretty much exactly the same. In terms of RTY, pretty much exactly the same. And YM, pretty much exactly the same. YM had the biggest decline yesterday, and of course is the slowest off the lows this morning, with RTY now being the strongest. We will see how that develops though at the moment, but I am wondering about the possibility of more downside, just because we didn't have a decent quality bear flag there, even though I was looking at it quite carefully, thinking if we had a decent flag and some kind of a buy setup, that would be a much better setup to continue higher. Might we go and continue and do that anyway? Yes. But I am wondering potentially about lower. All right, so let's have a look at SPX. Now, SPX, I did actually have a look at the 45 DMA. This has reached 4.18%. This isn't really anything particularly interesting. Could we go higher on the 45 DMA? Most definitely, yes. In terms of the middle bands, obviously, we never got back to the test of the daily middle band. If we were to form a double top here and retrace, then we might see a retrace of the daily middle band. In terms of the SPX chart, we are coming off slightly. Normally, I'd expect a longer retrace than this, a longer consolidation from this, from a hit of the 3SD upper band. And again, obviously, a bit more time for the middle band to turn up. We won't necessarily get that, but I'm very much wondering about it. All right, Qs, we've got, obviously, we broke yesterday back below more or less the 50 DMA. I think, how close did we close to it? More or less exactly on it. So could just be a back test, in which case it was a relatively successful one, although we basically traded the whole of yesterday below it. In terms of the hourly chart, not a lot to see. If we were to see a high retest, I did mention we could get some very nice looking RSI 14 sell signals brewing. Sorry, I haven't updated these yet. And if we are going to see the diamond top fail, then this would be a bull flag, and I'd be looking for a retest of the high. That hasn't failed yet. SOX hasn't failed yet either. And Nikkei, which I was looking at, also hasn't failed yet, or at least hadn't last time I looked. I'll be looking at it again in a minute. In terms of Dia, I drew in this line the other day as a possible target, and interestingly, it's already reached it. exactly, and turned there. Watching that with great interest. I'm wondering if we're actually seeing a short-term high on diet. Does not mean we would necessarily be seeing it on the others. But this is very much the upwards trend line. I extended it up, and you can see went through and touched it. We will see. Hourly chart, retest of the high could give us a hourly sell signal. We do actually have a bit of positive divergence on the 15-minute chart here. All right, let's have a look at Ethereum. Oh, Nikkei first. Has this failed yet? No, it needs to get over the right shoulder high. That right shoulder high is up here in about the 67,700 area. It's not that far away, but it hasn't broken yet. So all three of the downside targets that I was looking at in my post 3 days ago, all three of them are still valid. This is still a tale of two markets until that stops being the case. In terms of IWM, we went back up. We've done a retest of the high. That gives us potentially quite a large nice looking double top. Although SPX and Dia really overshot their targets significantly. Nothing really to see here on either the hourly or the 15-minute, but the potential double top here is interesting. In terms of DAX, we have gone higher here, significantly higher, and we are pulling back a little here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another retest of the high, which we're pretty close to. So that's where we are in equities, and I'm wondering about more downside, but we really don't necessarily need to see that. We shall see. All right, great. Let's have a look at DX. DX, we made the buy signal target. This looks like a bear flag forming or a triangle forming. I am leaning towards seeing a retest of this low here and potentially reach lower from that. USD, possible little level top is not improving with age. Might be heading to this trend line here, although it's just that's very theoretical at the moment. GBP USD, I'm still wondering about a possible retest this high. USD JPY, we have seen week 6-minute sell signal fixed, and that's made target suddenly. But I'm wondering about a retest of this low and potentially lower. I have been talking about the possibility that we will see strength in the yen start picking up and really delivering. USD CAD, nice looking double bottom, which hasn't improved overnight. We have actually been heading down significantly on DX. Why wasn't I seeing that? Okay, sorry, it's just a slow update. In a moment, I'll show you the actual position. All right, so there we are actually getting pretty close to the low already. That was, as I was saying, the obvious next target. So we're pretty close to that. Chances are we'll see it soon. That seems to be a response to NFP. So what do we see on bonds? Bonds are going up. So we are very much getting a response there that we were that interest rates are less likely to go up. Week 6-minute buy signal had fixed there, and that's making target. YM, 6-minute buy signal fixed, and that has made target. We still have this double bottom here. It still could break up. In terms of oil, we've got a week 6-minute sell signal fixed, and we've got one on CL, and we've got one on HO, and we've got one on RBOB. May see more downside here. I am wondering about a possible retest of the low here on CL. In terms of NG, we've got a 6-minute buy signal fixed, not delivered anything so far. I wouldn't be surprised to see this head down to a big target in the 2.49 area. GC, 6-minute sell signal is fixed, not delivering anything so far, and we're getting pretty close to the possible chest neckline or double bottom resistance on gold. This could well be the start of a break up. On SI, we've actually broken up over the double bottom resistance, and that's broken up with a target in the 71.25 to 72.5 range. Palladium could still be a bear flag. Platinum could still be a bear flag. HG heading back up into the retest of the high. Looking at KC, still looks like a bullish consolidation. SB, I was expecting to see a retest this high. We have seen it. That means that this head and shoulders has failed. And that's obviously 7th August. And I'll just take off those arrows there. So we've gone higher here, and that was very much the way it was leaning. Okay, let's have a look at CC. Still looks like a bullish consolidation, setting up a retest of this high. Looking at lumber, not stopped going down at the moment, which works fine. I've got a bigger picture short setup there. We have got a week 6-minute buy signal fixed. CT went back up, retested this high. seeing how it goes from here. Don't have any strong feelings about it. A weak 60-minute sell signal has so far successfully managed to stop failing, but only just. ZW, potential level bottom here, looks like a bull flag. Corn, potential level bottom here, looks like a bull flag. Soy, not a potential level bottom, but looks like a bull flag anyway. Weak 6-minute buy signals reached possible near miss target. ZL, still leaning towards seeing a retest of this high. Live cattle, trying to make the double bottom target. Not convinced it will. We do, of course, still have a larger head and shoulders that's broken down with a target in the 204.45 area. And HE, I was saying that I've got a target at a retest of this low here, and at the moment it looks as though it might make it. Possible 60-minute buy signal brewing. All right, let's have a quick look at questions. So bear with me. Yeah, it did come in negative, but the market seems to have interpreted that as as that interest rates are less likely to rise the next time they're thinking about it. So we've been seeing bonds up, dollar down, equities up. How long that lasts, I don't know. I am really wondering about more downside here. We will see how that develops. All right, great. Cheers, mate. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch you again on Monday. All right, cheers.